Salute. How y'all doing? My name is Derek Williams. I'm back at y'all again with another video. Just one boy in the comments section on YouTube. As you all know, the country is going through this purging of men at every turn, with the Me Too movement. And, you may have heard about the lady that end up getting Emmett Till killed. She lied and said it didn't happen. You may have heard earlier last week I think a 9-year-old boy had the police called on him because some white woman said that the child inadvertently touched her behind and that was sexual assault. And she really did call the police on this boy. We're getting to the point where everything is almost like a police state with regards to how men and women deal with one another. Well, I was looking at Boyce Watkins today. He did a live, and sure enough, they were talking about there is a Seattle college, or the University of Washington in Seattle. Someone out there has apparently created a website entitled Make Them Scared. And basically what it is that anybody, it doesn't matter. You can actually just throw somebody's name out there to say that, yeah, they assaulted me sexually and things of that nature without any proof. I thought that we had rights in this country. Well, I come to realize that when I was in the military, they said, no, actually that's not true. You got rights and you got privileges, both of which can be taken away at the stroke of a pen. Scary stuff. Well, apparently this website called Make Them Scared, you can just simply type in someone's name, and this website is viewed by tons of people out there in the Washington area. Well, say, for instance, I don't like this girl, or the girl don't like me, or we had an argument or whatever. Just men-women interaction. But I didn't go upside her head, and I definitely didn't sexual assault her. But she can go up and put my name on this website, and people are going to look at me as if I actually did something to the woman. And we all know that these stigmas, they carry weight. And it's almost a guilt until proven innocent thing when someone accuses you of sexual assault now, because this whole Me Too atmosphere and things like that. I think we on a slippery slope when you just can call out somebody's name and say, yeah, you sexually assaulted me. That's going to be a problem. So you can check it out for yourself. Before I went to do this presentation, I went on the site because I heard about it earlier today from Boyce Watkins, but I just went to go do some research. If you know anything about me by looking at my videos, if you look behind me, I read a lot and I research everything. I question everything, and you should too. And everybody watching this presentation, you should question Derek. But that forces me to come right. So again, salute to Strictly Hip Hop for that. I try to come right because if I get on this YouTube thing and start talking, I better have my facts straight. Bottom line. I just want to run some other quick tidbits by you. Stuff that is just astounding. But before I do that, I want to veer away for a second and do a little housekeeping. I want to recognize 2 new subscribers that I got today. One of which I see often in Hassan Campbell's chat room section. And that person goes by the name of You Next to Me. So salute to you. And also, excuse me, Poet Red Ink. So Poet Red Ink and You Next to Me are 2 new subscribers that I got today. And thank y'all for your support. So I'm going to go on and try to run through these real quick because I know your time valuable. So I'm just going to go on and run it to you like I saw it. As you know, a lot of parents have kids that are suffering from autism. Well, did you know that they have, since 1986, they have a vaccine court? It's called Vaccine Claims or Office of Special Masters, but it's commonly referred to as Vaccine Court. And since as of fiscal year 2018, that Vaccine Court has paid out $3.7 billion. Now this is the height of the flu season now, so they're going to push vaccines out the wazoo. And I told you in one of my earlier videos, Your Health Minute, that as a condition of my employment, I have to take a flu shot. But there are protocols that are already in place by people that are smarter than me, whereby you can mitigate a bunch of those effects. But I'm saying that to say this: if vaccines are safe and effective, why do you have a secret court? And if you have this secret court, why has it paid out almost $4 billion in for vaccine injured children? So obviously that dog don't hunt. So that lets you know right there. We have a monster here in Philadelphia. He works at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, or otherwise known as CHOP. His name is Dr. Paul Offit. He made news a couple of years ago when he said that a newborn baby, I don't have to repeat it, I'm going to say it one time and you let it sink in. He said that a newborn baby could safely take 10,000 vaccines with no adverse health effects. Alex Jones and the health ranger Mike Adams both challenged him, and they were going to pay him $250,000 if he would take his own challenge. And of course, he didn't want no parts of it. A good documentary for vaccines and the hell that they wreak upon people is called Vax. This produced by this guy named Dale Bigtree. Good dude. Last week here in Philadelphia, a 2-year-old baby was found partially buried in a basketball court that I actually used to play ball at all the time back in the 90s. This animal is named Nyesha Corbett. She was charged with burying this baby. Now again, we having all these child killings all over the place. I don't know if a lot of you all know, but when I first got online back in '96, I had got news that some pretty girl, too, some girl named China, she actually put her newborn baby in a microwave. Third-degree burns over about 95% of the child's body, and the child died. But the girl, if you saw her, I wish I had a picture of her, but some girl in I think it's the Columbus, Ohio area, her name was China. She put her baby in the microwave. This harkens back to one of Cash Me Out, I Am Queen Supreme's presentations, where she showed a mother in Georgia, I believe. She put one of her children in the oven, turned it on. Just dirty. Just dirty. But we have to protect our children. Ultra wealthy elitists are now having their brains frozen so they can come back to life hundreds of years in the future. In one of my earlier videos, I had told you about this process called blood farming. Well, I found out that the creator of PayPal, his name is Peter Thiel. Real smart dude, by the way. Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal and unofficial technology advisor to President Donald Trump, really transfused younger men's blood into his own in search for the eternal youth. But people are saying that that's not working because you can see he's aging. And I said in a video that I did earlier, good luck with that blood farming thing. That ain't gonna happen. You have 5 stages in life. You have birth, growth, maturity, decline, and age. This has been since man been here. Ain't no way around it. Now, some of y'all may have seen Transcendence with Johnny Depp, and he uploaded his consciousness onto the cloud. But question for you, is that really being human? You judge. Also, earlier this year, you had a transgendered black kid in Connecticut. He trying to be a female. Well, he ended up blowing away the competition. These are girls now. You have a biologically born guy that's trying to get gender reassignment. Well, this was in Connecticut. This was in the springtime. Well, anyway, he ended up winning the 100-meter dash with girls. Well, now we have Rachel McKinnon. That's a guy right there, and he is getting gender reassignment. And if you can read the headline, it says transgendered cyclist calls out bigots after winning a female world championship. You are born biologically a man, yet when people question why you trying to change over like Bruce Jenner did, and you beating women at their game, people are calling people bigots. That just goes to show you George Orwell would be pleased with our society today. What's up is down, what's black is white. And my last point I wanted to say, excuse me one second. And my last point I wanted to call out, this is very serious. As you know, there was a movie a few years ago called Children of Men, and I think it starred Clive Owen. But it was a dystopic film talking about in the near future. There were no children being born, and they opened up the scene with the world's youngest human being at 18 died. This in the movie, that death was carried worldwide because that was the last person ever being born on the planet. Well, we coming into a Children of Men scenario now. This story is from the American Dream. Their population control agenda is working. The birth rate in the United States has fallen to an all-time low. Since 2007, fertility rates in the United States have plummeted 18% in large cities, 16% in mid-sized counties, and 12% in rural areas. As expected, the average age that a woman will have her child is 24. And the average age, well, that's for rural communities. In the cities is 27. So women are going back. Well, they pushing the birth of children back further. It was nothing for an 18-year-old 50, 60 years ago to have a child, and they was having plenty of them. Testosterone was much higher, and sperm counts were higher. Well, now thanks to things called bisphenol A that's in your receipt, so you may want to look into that. Anytime you get a receipt from Walmart, the supermarket, everywhere, it has this endocrine disruptor called bisphenol A. So what I do is anytime I get a receipt, I tell them to place it in the bag. They don't have a clue. Also, the can line is like Campbell's soup. If you eat that, it's a thin coating inside there that has bisphenol A as well, and it leaches, I should say, into the soup you eat it. And if you wonder why men are having fertility issues, women having fertility issues as well, not to mention all the pharmaceuticals that are dumped in your public drinking water, all this goes to stunt your vitality and your virility. A good documentary that you may want to watch is called The Disappearing Male. I think it may be on Netflix, but I know it's on YouTube. It talks about a rural community at the New York State Canadian border where about 90% of all the kids in this town is girls. Ain't no boys being born. So I just want to pass these few things off on you. I'm currently at 13 minutes. I'm going to go and sign off here. I know your time is valuable, and thank y'all for listening to me. Y'all take care of yourself, and as always, Greenville, Mississippi, till I die.